Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, few days back we discussed in detail class and two important types of class, that is independent class and man and dependent class. And today we will further explore the dependent class. Dependent class further divided into three more types: noun class, relative class, and conditional class. Noun clauses are those clauses in which the dependent clause functions as a noun, and we have no time to discuss in detail these noun clause because it is not in your syllabus. Now what is in your syllabus, that is the relative clause or the adjective clause, and we will discuss the part first of this relative clause. What actually relative clause are? First of all, relative, before going to discuss relative clause, we should know about the relative pronouns. What actually relative pronouns are? Because relative clauses are introduced by relative pronouns. There are two main important functions of relative pronouns. First function is to join the clause. Relative pronouns are used to join the two clauses. Relative pronouns are used to join the two sentences, to two clauses. And the second very important function is to give more information about someone or something, or to give more information about the preceding noun. To give more information about the preceding noun. These are the two important functions of relative pronouns. Now what are actually relative clause or adjective clause? A relative clause is a dependent clause that usually modifies a noun or noun phrase and is introduced by a relative pronoun like who, whom, that, which, whose, or relative adverbs like where, when, and why. That means relative clause is a dependent clause that modifies a noun or noun phrase. That is the function of adjective. That is the function of adjective, because relative clauses are also called as adjective clause. Relative clauses are also called as adjective clause. Relative clause is a dependent clause that usually defines, identifies, or modifies a preceding noun or noun phrase and is introduced by a relative pronoun. And who, whom, that, which are relative adverbs where, when, and why. Relative clauses gives us information about the person or thing mentioned. That means about the noun mentioned. Relative clauses gives us information about the person or thing mentioned. That means relative clauses gives us information. Sometimes more information, sometimes extra information about the noun mentioned. Like some examples that will clear a relative clause. He wears a shirt. He wears a, that is the noun. He wears a shirt which looks nice. If we take it, he wears a shirt, it is still an independent sentence. It is still a simple sentence. It is still a meaningful sentence. But which looks nice, that gives the information about this preceding noun. That is, gives the information about this antecedent, that is called as noun. That is shirt. He wears a shirt which looks nice. Next, I met the boy who had helped me. That is the boy, that is the noun. And relative, what is the function of relative clause? It gives more information about this particular boy. I met the boy who had helped me. If we take it, I met the boy, it is still a meaningful sentence, but it lacks a very essential information, that is who had helped me. Third one, William Shakespeare, who wrote Macbeth, was born in UK. William Shakespeare, who wrote Macbeth, he not only wrote Macbeth, he wrote many more things, was born in UK. That important thing is William Shakespeare was born in UK. Who wrote Macbeth? It gives us extra information about the William Shakespeare. But the very important thing is William Shakespeare was born in UK. My mother, who is 65, was born in Shumnag. My mother was born in Shumnag. Who is 65? That gives us extra information about the person, about the noun. That is my mother. Third one, the woman who lives next door works in his bank. If we take it, the woman who lives next door, it does not give us a complete sentence. It does not give us, it lacks information about this particular. But when we talk about the woman who lives next door, works in a bank, that gives us the clear clue about the woman. Next, the house where I live consists of 4 rooms. If we take it only, the house consists of 4 rooms. That means it does not give us the clear clue about the house which we are talking about. When we talk about the house where I live, because that is the house, that is why after that we use the where, because we use where in place of in places. The house where I live consists of 4 rooms. A relative clause begins with a relative pronoun and functions as an adjective. That is very important point. A relative clause mostly begins with a relative pronoun and gives us the function of an adjective. But actually adjectives. Adjective is a part of sentence which modifies a noun phrase, which modifies, which identifies, or which defines a noun or noun phrase. Now some relative pronouns. These are very important things about the upcoming defining relative clause. Where we use who, where we use which. We use who for people. We use who for people, and who acts both as subject and sometimes as subject, but mostly acts as subject. Who is used for people and acts as subject, while as which is used for as act as subject, both subject and object, but is used for things and animals. When we talk about things or animals, when the noun is a thing or animal, we use which. And that is the has the dual function, both persons and objects. That means we can use that in informal sense for both persons, things or animals, and it acts both as subject as well as object. While whom always acts as object and is used for persons. Whom always act as objects and can be replaced by persons. Whose whose is used for the position. When we have position for both persons and things, we use whose. And we use where for place. When we talk about place, we use where. When we talk about time, we use when, and when we talk about the reason, we use why. Now relative clauses are further divided into two more categories. Very important as far as the examination point of view is concerned. Defining or restrictive or limiting clause, relative clause, or identifying relative clause. And the next category is non-defining relative clause, which we will talk about in next video lecture. First of all, what actually is defining or restrictive relative clause? A defining restrictive clause is a relative clause which tells us which person or thing we are talking about, which person, which noun we are talking about. That means defining relative clause is that clause. There are, it is in used in general, but in defining relative clause we identify it. We identify it, we define it, which it tells us which person or thing we are talking about. Which person or thing we are talking. That means there are many. We are just choosing it. We are talking about which person or thing. A defining relative clause tells us which person or thing we are talking about in that very clause, restrictive clause. And for that, it provides essential information about the person or thing it refers. And that for person which we are talking about, which we are identifying, it gives essential information about the person or thing. And if we miss out, if we left out that very essential information, the sentence would not make a perfect sense. The sentence would still be a meaningful, but it would not give us a complete sense or complete meaning. And definite relative clauses are always used in definitions, because definitions clear the doubts. Always used in definitions, and not put in commas. We don't use commas here, because we use commas where we have to separate out, where we have to put out any information from the main sentence. But here we don't separate any information in that clause. Like a simple example, I will give you a simple example through which you will clear about defining our restrictive clause and what is the function of these restrictive or defining clause. Dogs that like cats are unusual. Dogs. Dogs. Dogs that like cats are unusual. Dogs that like cats are unusual. That means we are talking only about those dogs which like cats. We are not talking about the general. We are talking about the dogs that like cats are unusual. In this sentence, we understand that there are many dogs, but it is clear that we are only talking about the ones that like cats. But it is clear that we are only talking about the ones that like cats. Dogs that like cats are unusual. But in this sentence, we understand that there are many dogs. But here we are talking about, we just particularize those dogs which we are talking about. That is the main function of defining class. Which person or thing we are talking about. Particularizes, we are only talking about the ones that like cats. Now, here defining relative clause are usually introduced by that or which for things and who for persons. Here is a simple table. Person, when we talk about the subject, who is used, who and that is used as person, and who and that is used for things. When we talk about the object, who, whom and that is used for the person, who and that used for the things, and where is used for place, when is used for time, and why is used for reason. And when we talk about the possessive, possession is whose is used for the persons and whose is also used for the things. The relative pronouns stands in place of a noun. When we talk about the relative pronouns, when we replace a noun in place of a relative pronoun, we use relative pronoun to replace the antecedent that is noun. The relative pronouns can be omitted if it is the object of the relative clause. That is very important. If it is the subject of the relative clause, we can't omit it. Then it gives us, then it doesn't give us a complete sense. But when the relative pronoun, when it is the object of the clause, that means when relative pronouns acts as the object of the relative clause, we can omit it, and that type of clause is called as the contact clause. There are some examples which will clear our doubts about, and two things are very important in defining relative clause. That and which are used for things. When we talk about when the noun is a thing or animal, we use that and which for both. And when we talk about the persons, we mostly use who, and at the same time you can also use that, but mostly we use who. It can replace that. For example, the woman who visited me in the hospital was very kind. We will first of all divide it into two sentences, like the woman was very kind. The woman was very kind. That's the very first clause, first sentence. Second sentence, she visited me in the hospital. These are the two sentences. And here in the examination, there is rewrite these two clauses by a relative clause. The woman was very kind. She visited me in the hospital. What we did? The woman visited. The woman was very kind. Here we did not give which woman we are talking about. She visited me in the hospital. But when we can say rewrite by using a relative clause, the woman who visited me in the hospital. That means which particularizes, we are talking about the woman who visited me in the hospital was very kind. The woman who visited me in the hospital was very kind. Next, the man who stole my necklace has been arrested. Like, we will also we can say divide it into two sentences. The man has been arrested. Next, he stole my necklace. Now the man has been arrested. How can we identify the man which has been arrested? The man who stole my necklace. That's the very essential information. The man, it is talking about that person, that man who stole my necklace has been arrested. Has been arrested. Number 3. The book that I want to buy is not here. Here, one thing more, there is a relative pronoun, that is that, but it acts as the object of the relative pronoun, the relative clause. Acts as, because afterwards there is a subject that is called as I. If it is a subject, how can you identify that the pronoun acts as a subject or object? If you convert two sentences into a relative clause, there are two sentences. Here you use that, and afterward that is I. Then that acts as a relative pronoun. That means it is like that. The book is not here. The book is not here. Next is I want to buy. I want to. The book that I want to buy is not here. Here is a option. Here is a liberty to omit this pronoun. The book I want to buy is not here. It is still gives us a perfect sense. If we omit that very that because it acts as object, it still gives us a complete sentence. The book that I want to buy is not here. The book I want to buy is not here. The book I want to buy is not here. Next is the bike which that I loved was stolen. The bike which that I loved. Here is still same thing. That means which that afterward that is a subject I and you have the liberty to omit which are that. That is the bike I loved was stolen. The bike I loved was stolen. Next is the university which that she likes is famous. The university which that she likes. That means the university which that. These also act as objective relative pronouns and afterwards that is subject she. That means the university she likes is famous. Here you can omit. But when the relative pronoun act as subject, you can't omit it. When the relative pronoun acts as subject, you can omit it and it is called as contact clause. The university which that she likes, university which she likes is famous. The university she likes is famous. Next is, do you know the reason why the stores are closed today? A reason. That means when we talk about the reason, we use relative pronoun, relative adverb why. Do you know the reason why the stores are closed today? Next, yesterday I met a man. He works in the circus. If we rewrite it a relative clause by using a relative clause, yesterday I met a man who works in the circus. I met a man. Afterwards we use who. Why we use who? Because it is talking about the person who and acts also as a subject. Yesterday I met a man who works in the circus. Next, I bought a cell phone. It has internet access. I bought a cell phone. It has internet access. Now we should particularize this cell phone. I bought a cell phone that has internet access. I bought a cell phone that has internet access. Next is there is the restaurant. There is the next is I ate at that restaurant last night. I ate at that restaurant last night. There is the restaurant. That is the place. And afterwards we use the pronoun relative pronoun that is relative adverb why. Where? There is the restaurant where I ate last night. There is the restaurant where I ate last night. The bananas are rotten. I bought on Monday. The bananas are rotten. I bought on Monday. The bananas that I bought on Monday are rotten. The bananas which I bought on Monday are rotten. And here you have a choice because that is a that acts as object and afterwards that is I that is the subject. That means the bananas I bought on Monday are rotten. The bananas I bought on Monday are rotten and you can skip that very that. Next, we all admire a man who helps others. We all admire a man. Which one? Who helps others. Who helps others. We are talking about the man who helps others. I met the girl. She runs a school. I met the girl. Which girl we are talking about? She runs a school. I met the girl who runs a school. I met the girl that is the now that is the girl person. That is why afterwards we use who runs a school. I hope to somehow I have given some clue about this defining relative clause. I hope you will understand something from this video lecture. Thanks.